I was dancing 11 years through all the levels, also international, Polish national team, and Poland is one of the top 3 in the world.
I can guarantee you that almost every single strongman remembers their first heavy yoke.
If something is hard, I like it. If something is easy, not interested.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to sit down, keep it real, and cut the bullshit. Welcome to Table Talk. We're back with another episode of Table Talk. Today it's Adam Roszko, but we're going to try this again, right? Roszkowski.
It's close.
I can step in for you. Adam Roszkowski.
Yeah,
There you go. That
exactly.
works. That works.
That's good.
This is going to be a great start, right? Because you're going to be competing in the Arnold Pro-Am. Is that right?
Correct.
And this is going to post after. So what I want to pretend it's over.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The event's over, and we're talking about how the event went. Like, did you fall on your face? Did you do well? Like, how'd it go?
Yeah, it went pretty well. For sure better than 3 years ago, because 3 years ago I also competed in Arnold's Pro-Am, but I injured my finger, like the big toe. I dropped 160 kilo block from metal straight on my big toe. So, yeah, didn't make it to the finals. So that's my revenge year. Sorry?
You didn't do it this time.
No, this time didn't do it for sure. Didn't trip over, so...
You didn't trip. What were the events?
Max axle deadlift, 13-inch, without any suits. So it's like a roll.
And how'd you place there?
Pretty much good. I did 402.5 kilos, so 890 pounds or something like this in American. Yeah.
And then what was the next event?
Next event was frame carry. I won it.
Okay.
Yeah, solid.
That's my
I
goal.
remember that
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
performance.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
And third one was overhead medley. It was dumbbell lock. So that was pretty good. I was top 5. And last event was arm over arm, and I was also in like top 6. Yeah.
So
It went pretty good.
at what phase did the cramping start?
Cramping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you tear anything?
No, didn't hear anything.
Super
'Cause
healthy, huh?
I'm always trying to prepare myself pretty good for the competition, and taking like salt, for example, to not get cramps.
Yeah.
Because that I know from the football, because in football it's pretty common to get cramps and stuff. So I just trying to take care of myself before the competition, so to lower the risk before, like during the competition, right? So yesterday,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the competition was, I took care of everything and I didn't have any problems.
And so out of all the strongman events that you've done in the past, and there's a bunch, right? Are you insinuating that out of all those, you never strained anything, you never hurt anything, you never dropped anything on your foot?
I dropped on my foot,
Yeah.
but no, never.
So in pretty much all the events you've come out
Yeah, I had an injury like 11 years ago. That was the big one, but never pulled anything, strain or anything like this. I was prepared, always good.
Mm-hmm.
Every competition I did, I did it to the end.
And you started strongman, is it 2011?
No, 2021.
2021. Okay,
Yeah.
so with going back, I
Yeah,
was
so
trying not to look at my time.
Actually, 2021, I was still playing American football, and
Yeah.
at the same time, I was doing my strongman competitions. So 1 week I was playing a game, the second week I was starting competition. Like,
Yeah, I was looking at my time. I was trying not to look at my timeline notes. 2011 is when you stopped dancing, right? So
yeah,
right around there. So let's go into that a little bit, because the football obviously didn't make you more durable, to not get hurt during strongman,
that's for sure.
right? But maybe the dancing did.
I think dancing prepared my body for the football, because in the dancing, maybe it's not a strength sport, but you have to be well balanced. You have to know your body. Every deep muscle is working, right? So if you like tendons, ligaments are very strong, maybe not the muscles, but the whole body. So the training is like 12 hours a day. So your body has to deal with it, right? So I think dancing prepared very good for the football. And in football also, I didn't have much injuries, just one. And also in strongman, I can feel it that dancing brought a lot of
And the
good
dancing
stuff.
was Latin dancing and ballroom, and you did it for over a decade.
Yes. So when I was 7 or something like this, I started it, and then I was dancing 11 years and through all the levels, also international, Polish national team, and Poland is one of the top 3 in the world. So I was
How
pretty
did you
good too.
start? I mean, it's 7,
Uh,
just like your parents.
I
Just
have, I have,
get out of the house.
I have 3 siblings. So my father was doing pictures for the dancing coach stuff, and my father brought everybody to dancing to this coach. So everybody started, but I last the longest. So my oldest brother, for example, he did like maybe 2 months. My second brother, which is also older than me, I'm the third one. He was dancing like 6-7 years, so longer than the first one, but still was pretty good. And my sister was also dancing, the youngest one, but she switched to some other dancing, not ballroom, not Latin, but like new style hip hop and stuff.
So what? I'm like redneck from Midwest,
Yeah,
USA, right? So what was this like in school? Like
hard. I'm from Poland, so it's pretty much similar,
Yeah.
It was hard because I'm dancing like a tournament Saturday.
The chicks had to dig it, right?
The other tournament is Sunday, so 2 tournaments in 1 weekend, and then I had to put this stick on my face to not shine in the lights, and then I had to go to the school after that. So my skin was pretty orange, and boys were far out of me. That's for sure.
So.
Yeah, it was hard
all the time. Well, what did the girls think about it?
Girls was fine. I'm pretty good with girls.
I would think in high school,
Checks out.
Yeah.
Just the boys were, I think, also jealous because they did nothing and I was competing worldwide. So I think that's the 2 reasons they were like bullying me.
So when you started at 7, because you said it was a 12-hour day,
not at 7
not
years
at
old.
7,
First 2 years was like light
Yeah.
stuff, and also first 2 years of competing was the last places. But then something clicked when I was like 10, and I won like 6 competitions in a row. And then I changed class because there's like dancing classes. So you start with D, and then I turn C in like 6 weeks, and it's pretty fast. And then to another class, B, also 6 or 8 competitions, and then B was pretty already. B class is like one of the bests. So then after B you get A class, and A class is national best one, and after A is S, and S is international class. So I was this close from S as 14 years old, and S is already an adult class. So people at 20-25 years old have S classes, and I was like 14 years old, almost with S.
So when you're in high school, so the later years of grade school,
Yeah.
How much did you weigh and how tall were you?
When I was 16 years old, I was like, I don't know in feet, but 170 centimeters. So right now I'm 194. Maybe the 170, 5'6". No,
yeah,
no,
5'8".
5'6", 5'7", maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I still was talking as a girl. Like I didn't have my mutation yet when I was 16.
That had to help with the bullying, I guess.
Didn't help. But then in 2 years, I grew up like 20 centimeters. So I was 6'2".
After high school or while you're still in high
While
school?
in high school.
Okay.
So first year in Poland, you have
Yeah.
3 years of high school, not
Yeah.
4. So first year I was 6'7". 6'7" is some common thing, right? Right now. 5'7".
5'7".
And then third grade, I was like 6'2" already. And I gained also 20 kilos or something. And was still last year of dancing, but it was hard because I was tall. So switching dancing partners is also hard because when you dance, your dancing partner has to be maximum 10 centimeters low, no, not lower, but smaller. Otherwise, it's not working with ballroom, for example.
All right, so you're in this strange position to where you're in high school. You're now taller than everybody else.
Yeah,
right?
First grade I was
Right.
the smallest one, and third grade I was the biggest.
Well, you're not
one.
ugly either, right? So now, now you're a little bit taller. You're not ugly. You can dance. All the chicks fucking dig you, right? The guys hate you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
even more.
even more so because of both reasons. But here's the weird. You can't date anybody because you're training 12 hours a day. So between school,
my friends were always only dancing environment, nothing from school. Even now, I don't know anybody from school. I don't have contact anybody from school. It was always dancing. If you go to school 8 a.m. and then you have to go like leave 10:30 or something a.m., then you start training and then you end up 10 p.m. And that was every day. Every day. And summer, when you have free from school, you go training even more because you have more time.
Wow. So is this something you wanted to do this whole time?
That's the question, because I was young and I didn't. I mean, it is fun to win, and fun to have some prizes even from the competition. So far I was good with that. I was doing it, but then I switched dancing partners because I grew, and it was like my best years in dancing. That was when I was 14, 15 years old. Because then I switched the dancing partner, I grew a little bit, and then it's when you're at a certain level of dancing, and then you switch partners, you have to build everything from the beginning. Because dancing is also about emotions, and it's not only
trust,
right? Yeah. So it was hard because every year I had new dancing partner because it didn't work out. And when I turned 18. My father kicked me out of the house for sure. Like, pop, go out. And then I realized maybe it's not the thing I wanted to do. And
what was the reason for kicking you out of the house?
18 years old.
It's just a normal thing.
Yeah,
It's like a Poland thing.
Pretty common, yeah. I mean, if you go study, then you can go studies. I was studying in Warsaw, so it's like a capital of Poland. But still, I went out of the house, and then didn't came back. Never.
So during that time period, because I would assume from 7 until 18, dancing is a big part of your identity.
Yeah,
obviously, because kids are making fun of you for it, or they're embracing you for it.
Yeah.
You're being rewarded. It's basically who you are.
Yeah.
Right. So you get to this point where you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Right. And how do you manage that? Because when you do something for that long and it becomes so ingrained in who you are, then you stop doing that. There's a gap. There's a void.
Yeah, but I switched it to gym and football.
So
the sport way, the rivalry, that's the way I was grown up. So I have to be in the competition mode. Like all the time, even in the regular, like in a job. When I go to job, I also want to be the best.
Yeah, but this is the complete opposite.
You mean the energy, like dancing, football? Yeah. It's
But they're opposite. Like I could see dancing and something that's got.
When I switched to football, everybody was laughing at me. Well, what are you looking here? A dancing boy,
Yeah. What position?
They put me first. So I was still in my studies, so that was in Warsaw. They put me on D-line. There was 2 training only. Then I came back to my hometown, and they put me on quarterback because I was throwing pretty good. But then the import came, because in Poland you can have 2 imports per team. So that was Americans, and obviously they're better. So they put them on quarterback and linebacker. No, they put the quarterback and D lineman, and then they switched me to linebacker, and I stayed on that linebacker.
What'd your body weight do after you quit dancing?
So after I quit dancing, it was like 85 kilos. In pounds, that would be 170, 80 pounds. And then 1 year, I was working in burger place, and I can eat whatever I want and how much I want. So I gained 25 kilos in 1 year.
So that's the nutrition sheet there.
55 pounds in 1 year.
Well, your activity level dropped too, because you're not training.
Yeah, because it was less training, but more weights also. Yeah, so gym and football.
So when you were dancing, was weight training involved?
Not at all. Just dancing, stretching, some like yoga, or also ballet, jazz, everything. Like, it's only dancing stuff. Only not the gym like this, but the gym like.
Yeah. I'm still confused how you go from that environment, where there's no weights, right? A different type of aggression.
It's also fun fact. When I was dancing, we had some camp with foreigners, like international, and there was a guy from Moldavia. You know Moldavia? You know for sure. And he was also into arm wrestling, and he teach me how to hold the grip and do a little bit of arm wrestling. And then in high school, I beat everybody in arm wrestling. The smallest guy beat everybody at arm wrestling. Wow. And also that was a good impulse to, maybe I'm strong, so maybe I go to gym, it's fun. And then I started lifting and then football.
So the lifting was before the football?
It was shortly before football, but it was the part of it already, part of the idea.
Okay. Was the lifting because you knew you were going to play football? Yes,
because my friend was playing football when I was like 15, 16 years old. That was the best friend of my oldest brother, and he was playing football, and he visited us very often. And then I liked it, but I was still dancing.
All right. No, I get it, because I was looking for the connection.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, because it would be like somebody that's like a pure meathead, aggression sport, football, wrestling, and so forth. And
you don't just wake up and say, I want to go play football.
Yeah, but also when you are like bullied in school, you have inside this aggression, but you cannot express it because you're dancing. You're not gonna hit your dancing partner, right? So maybe accumulating this over the years, started playing football, and it was legal and it was good.
Yeah,
the aggression was good, so I could do legally,
No, but that's also a really interesting concept, which we can get into with your strongman and even the football, because during that time period, you learned how to have controlled aggression, because it's still there.
Yeah.
Right. But you can't have it because it's going to fuck up the dance routine or whatever it's going to be. Right. Yeah. And so where we all know a lot of people that have it, but they can't control it, even in strongman. And then it fucks their strongman all up, because their finesse goes out the window, because it's just, you see, it's all aggression because they
cannot control it.
They can't control it.
Like animals. Instinct. Yes.
Yeah. All your developmental years, that's all you had to do was control it.
I never thought about it, but you're right. That could be also part of it.
And Adam's one of the guys that in competition, he's the one guy that's always smiling out there while lifting, or he just lifted the stone and he's just out there smiling, clapping.
Well, he was trained to do that. I mean, exactly. He can't not smile in a dance performance.
Yeah,
he makes it look so natural. So relaxed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's fun also. It's not aggression fueled. It's really fun to do it.
Yeah,
that's why.
Well, for some it is aggression fueled. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah, but that I think that's based on their mental, because they have some problems, maybe like mental problems. Yeah, and they just putting it in the weights and they wanna express it that way.
Tell me a person in strength sports that doesn't have mental aggression or issues.
Zero.
Yeah.
No, but I would also say any athlete at any level that's beyond above average, is going to have something fucked in their head.
Something driving.
But the greatest ability is how they can control it when it matters. The ones that can't control it when it matters are the ones that never meet to that highest potential.
Yeah, I can control it like 100%.
So
I can stay calm until the very end.
So with football, how did you go from dance kind of is a team, because you're going from an individual sport because you have a dance partner.
Yeah, but I have to care about the girl,
Yeah, yes.
So I think more about her than me.
But when you go to football, now you got to care about everybody that's on the field.
Yeah.
For that play to work, if it's
first you have to do your job.
Yes.
So I have to care about everybody else too.
Yeah. So what was it like for you to kind of wrap your head around that? Because that's more broad than just two people.
It wasn't hard for me at all. I mean, it was very similar.
So you think it was a good transition?
Yeah, it was not. For me, it was natural. For me, it was like, do your job first, and then take care about, if you can, take care about the rest.
Mm-hmm. So it is like a dance where you're just a team of dancers on the field.
Yeah.
So you ended
a lot of people when I was playing with, they were like also selfish, because they wanted to make a big play. to shine, you know.
Mhm.
And I was always the guy who doing the work. It's not the big plays. Sometimes I did, but it was not not much. But always I did my job, always. Even in the meetings on the video, like when we watched video before the trainings and stuff, almost never they had something to me like you didn't do your job.
With the football now because now you're training more, right? Because it's part of football, right?
Mhm.
And you're eating more because you're on the line.
Yeah.
Right. So now your weight, body weight, muscle, everything's starting to just come up.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now if you don't have genetics to be able to do that. Like, so first question, are you growing like crazy during that initial time period?
You mean during football?
Yes. Like adding muscle,
Yeah.
getting strong.
First year, like I said, eating burgers without limits, 25 kilos, so 55 pounds in 1 year, just like that. Just like that.
And what did your speed do? 40 times, you know?
I did at 120, so 260 pounds, I did 4.7.
So as you gained the weight, your speed got better?
It was same or better, but not
Okay.
worse.
Okay.
Not worse. But I also worked a lot on the weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting. So cleans, snatches, and also sprint itself.
Yes.
So I was working on my dynamics. But I was pretty good on my feet because of dancing, so I know my feet. And the feet are the only part that touch the ground. And you take the power from the ground, right?
Yes.
Even deadlift, squat, everything comes from the ground.
Well, that's everything with being an lineman as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's all
Exactly. So if you know your feet like very good from dancing, then you can sprint also good. You just need some dynamics and hip explosions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
So dancing's a pretty good carryover.
Yeah.
There was also a dancing guy who was a top cycling guy in the world. I don't know his name, but there was also a story of this. I don't know the name. Doesn't matter.
You played for a decade?
9 years.
9 years?
Mm-hmm.
And so that goes past your university.
Yeah, I was studying just 1 year.
Okay.
And in Europe, there is no connection university in football.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just go and train the football at the local team.
So after 3 or 4 years, what kept you in it? Why not do something else?
Football.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do something else?
Mm-hmm.
Because better and better. And my goal was always to be the best. Always, like when I was dancing, I wanted to be the best. When I was playing, my goal was NFL. It was pretty close, but I didn't make it. They choose another guy between us two.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up in Ravens for 2 years. So then that was the point, and I was thinking maybe I will end it up because my goal was NFL and didn't make it. And I was like, motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But then I switched to German football team, and they were back then Europe's strongest man, Europe champion, and I became also one with them, and also German champion. And German league is like 4 in the world or something. So that was also a side quest of NFL, but still a good goal.
So the Strongman came after the denial to the NFL? Or a little bit before?
Strongman came around 2017, 18 maybe, because one guy was playing also football, but he was doing the Strongman too. But he was under 105 kilo weight class. And after a few years, so 2017, we played together in the World Games. World Games, you know that, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he was trying to convince me to Strongman.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty interested with it. But then came Corona, so gym closed, everything is closed. Then I continued to play football because in Germany they also closed the league, but in Poland, and Poland is pretty good with it was pretty good with Corona, so they played even though that the Corona is there. So I moved back to Poland, played there, then moved to Germany again and played there. And 21 was already a little bit better with the restrictions, and then I started the competitions too.
Now, were you making enough from football at that point to survive?
No.
So
I was working.
Okay, so
until now.
Okay, well, what were you doing working wise?
When I moved to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So in Poland, as I said, burger place, so like food, and that's when I moved to Germany. I was working first like 3 weeks cleaning toilets in school.
Well, let's go back to the burger place because this is an interesting, right? Because I can see multiple benefits. You're getting paid, so that definitely helps. So how many meals every day were you eating there?
It was about the amount, not the meals. Because when I did the meal, it was like in grams. I put like 800 grams of meat. How much is that?
Like 2 pounds.
Yeah.
2 pounds. And then I did like this, the burger. I eat it, go back to work. 5 hours later, okay, again. And I could eat anything. The record after the game, they made me burrito, very big one, but they didn't tell the weight. And after that, they told me it was 2.3 kilo, so it was 5 pounds.
Yeah, 5 pounds
Burrito filled
5
with
point something.
mostly beans, meat, and rice.
So your grocery bill's like hardly anything, right? Because you're getting
my grocery bills were small because I was eating in work.
Yeah.
And when you work in food like restaurants, you work a lot, like 250 hours per month. So most of the time I was working, and I was eating there.
Okay. So then on to Germany. So what'd you do there? Because now you don't have the birthplace.
Yeah, moved to Germany. So then also for sure I was earning better. Because in Poland, the money you were making was pretty low, and in Germany you can earn better. So I switched, like I said, 3 weeks of cleaning toilets without language. Then I switched to pizza place for 2 months, English, and during these 2 months I learned a little bit of German. And one of my coach's friends was looking for a employee,
Yeah. Employee.
and that was air conditioning firma, like
AC.
very different, you know.
Yeah, but now you got to buy your food.
Yeah, but if you earn better, because for example, 2017 was the last year I was living in Poland, and I was making like 500 euro a month for the full-time job. Then I switched to Germany, and for the 3 weeks of cleaning toilets, I did 800 euros.
Wow.
And then for the full-time job, I did like 1.4 thousand euros. So it was almost 3 times more than I made in Poland. So for me, it was mind-blowing. And also, I got some money from football. So we did like a second job contract, and I got also 450 euro from that. So almost 2,000 euro from 500 euro.
Yeah.
I started to eating salmon. Never had that before.
It also puts it into perspective how there's kids in college here getting paid hundreds of thousands to play a sport in college, all right? In college, amateur level, technically, really, if you talk about it. And this guy was struggling on 2 jobs and getting paid like 400 euros playing at the best level in football in Europe.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
But if you are raised in that conditions, you know, you're familiar with struggling, then it's all good. It's not that hard.
You don't know any different.
I mean, right now I'm living like a king for me. But back in the day, it was just normal. It wasn't bad. It was just normal. But comparing to other people, it was very, very bad.
So tell me about your first strongman competition.
First strongman competition, that was actually 2020. But that wasn't like a full competition. That was like training together with some guys, but we did the events, and that was in Poland, and we did like that was like deadlift for max or something, and I did 300, so 660 pounds. That was pretty good. I was very happy. It wasn't the best place, but it was good. And I remember we were doing the yoke carry, 360. Right now I'm pretty good with yoke. But 360 back then, how many pounds is that? It's like 800 maybe?
Yeah. Just over.
And I was struggling with like 20 meters course. I did over 1 minute, like going sideways. That was fun. Yeah. And then that was just this in 2020, probably without any preparation for that. And then football. In 2021, I did like 2 or 3 amateur shows, 2 amateur shows in Poland, and then Polish championships. And I came 6th or 7th.
Wow.
And also 2021, I did German championships. They didn't know that I'm not German. And I wrote an email to the guy, Heinz Olesch, maybe you know him. He was
also famous promoter and strongman in Germany.
Yeah. And I wrote him that I did an amateur competition in Poland, and can I start not with third league, with second league in Germany? Oh, after the review, you can. And they announced that German championships can also, like the people from second league can also take part in German championships. So I just signed up, came, and there was like 30 guys, and I was fourth in prelims, and they were like, who is this guy? Yeah. And I came up second ex aequo, but I was Polish. That I think that was the reason they put me on the third place.
How much do these competitions play into you ceasing to play football or stopping playing football?
How they work?
You're playing football, then you're competing in strongman, right? Football comes to an end.
It was like week after week, the other sports.
Yeah, you have to decide.
I already decided to make strongman, but I also gave my word to play.
Yeah.
So
you just finished up.
I'm the man of my word. So
yeah,
if I say something, I do something. So I promised them that I will play the last year, 2021. I played it, but I wanted to do strongman at the same time.
I guess my question is, if strongman wasn't part of your life, would you have played more years?
I don't think so.
How come?
Maybe 1-2 years, but because my goal was NFL, right? And I was already too old. Because 24, I was already too old. They picked a guy who was 22. I was bigger, stronger than him. He was only better in straight 40-yard dash, but changing direction, I was also better. But they picked younger guy. So 3-4 years later, I was still too old. So I didn't imagine myself playing football with 35 or something. It's like I saw a lot of guys struggling with 40 years old and struggling to play football. I don't want to do it.
So with go ahead.
An interesting point, backtracking a little bit. When he said he started out strongman, I can guarantee you that almost every single strongman remembers their first heavy yoke. Anytime you ask us, we'll tell you how we felt and how we remember our first heavy yoke.
Yeah.
And I think that point probably in every strongman's career is the make or break. They're either going to say, oh, I tried the heavy yoke, it hurt my back, and I don't like strongman and I quit it. Or that shit was so freaking heavy, it destroyed me, made me want to throw up, it made me want to cry, and I can't wait to do it again.
And I like it.
Yep.
That's where your character comes up.
Yep.
So which was it for? Obviously you liked it, but was that the event you liked the most?
Yeah.
Because of that?
Because it was hard. And I know if something is hard, I like it. I want it to be better. If something is easy, not interested.
Dave Tate here from Elite FTS to talk to you about bands. We've been a supplier of bands for almost 2 decades now. So I know my way around the band landscape. When I'm talking about bands, I'm talking about floss bands, long bands, short bands, bands you can use for resistance training, mobility training, body weight training, and flossing. One of our most popular bands, or actually our most popular bands, are the long bands. The long bands are typically used the most with squats, bench presses. Our floss bands are bands that you wrap around the joint to be able to help with mobility, circulation. And the short bands are designed for shorter range movements, bench press, deadlifts, and a lot of times people will use them with resistance machines to help accommodate the strength resistance curve. Head over to elitefts.com and look for bands in the toolbar or blowout menu. So then what changed with your training now when football's gone? Now so it's all strong.
Training football, it was like, and working full time. It was Monday was off all the trainings, so I do the groceries with my wife. Back then with my fiance. Oh no, it was actually my wife already in Germany. Yeah, 8 years already together as a. That's a lot. So Monday was the only day for us to make some live things, and then Tuesday after the work, gym. I came like 8-9 p.m. so just some food and go sleep. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that was all the football stuff after work until 10 p.m. so going back home, eat, sleep. Saturday was game, so whole day busy, and Sunday was kind of dying after the game. So maybe some sauna, but basically laying on the couch and
Yeah.
And that was the week of the football player working on the full-time job.
All right. So now football's gone.
Yeah, football is gone, and then I can plan myself, because in football you have the training times, you have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And in Strongman, I can plan myself. So that was also better, because we were planning to have a child, who is like 6 this year. And I planned the trainings to fit my lifestyle. Work, family, and then gym,
Mm-hmm.
and then training. Family, work, and then gym.
Well, that makes me pause, because of most of the meatheads I know, it's like they plan the gym, then they'll find the job, and then whatever time's left over, they'll give to their family.
Yeah, but that's kind of the stuff I wanted. I told before, mental problems, because they prioritize sport as a number one. But if they will be 50, there will be probably less sport. And sports is fun for sure, but for me it's not number one. It was number one when I was 19, and I told my wife, girlfriend, that don't force me to choose between you and sport, because you'll get surprised. And she never made me to choose. I chose myself.
You think
when you find the right one.
And you think without that you would have the same perspective that you do now? Because I guess where I'm going with this is,
sport.
Let's say somebody hasn't had that with some sport in the past. Say I was that way with powerlifting for most of my life. Like, fucking, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
But since you experienced that earlier in a different sport, you know, the way I like to explain this is you kind of go all in with what that is. And when you go all in with what that is, everything else is a distant second priority. Like, dance is first. There is no second, third, fourth.
Yeah,
fifth.
when I was young, dance was number one.
It was like number one, and then
it was number two.
Yeah, but it's not really two. It's like 10.
Oh yeah,
it's because there's this big vast gap between them, right?
Yeah, true.
But you know what that is, and you know what that entails, and you know what you have to give up to be able to do that. And you also know the price other people have to pay. Family members and so forth, for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And once you've done that before and you embark on some other thing, and you think in your head, okay, I need to go all in the same way I did with dance. The little thing goes off in your head like, whoa, no. Right? Because you've done it before.
Yeah.
And you know what all the side, what do you call that? When it's consequences you're not aware of.
Yeah.
Right. So you know what they are because you've already seen it. And you know that if you do that again, that all those secondary consequences aren't worth it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, for me, it wasn't the number one family before, but right now it is. And I always tell it like this. I'm 32 right now, 33 this year, but in sports age, I'm 25. And a lot of people are 30 years old, but with sports, they're like 9. So they're like children. So they don't understand things. Explain to 9 years old some adult things. They don't understand it, right? So for me, if I'm 25 in sports, that makes different choices.
He's already had to make hard choices as a kid, doing sports, dancing, so on.
Yes,
that gives them that experience.
I think if anybody stays in any of the strength sports long enough, they come to this realization, and many times that realization comes too late.
Too late, exactly.
Right? Because they don't have enough years left. Because when you make that realization and you understand, when I prioritize things better, your recovery's better, your training's better, everything else is better.
And that's stress.
Which sounds fucked up to your 19-year-old self.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when it's all there and you realize all these other things can help propel the sport instead of distract, which is what you would think when you're younger, right?
Yeah.
So and with the all-in principle, I call it going all in on the things they conveniently want to be all in on. So, but when that pulls together, then that's when you see the second rise. Like, everybody has a rise in sport. You know, just
Yeah, the
it
peak.
doesn't matter how you train. Everything that people talk about makes a difference, doesn't, right? No matter what you do, you're going to get to a certain point over X number of years, 8 years or whatever it is. If you train all the time, none of the time, whatever it is, as long as you train hard,
Yeah.
you're going to get there. But then there's a second jump,
Mhm.
right? That second jump, most people never experience because priorities are fucked up. All the other things are fucked up. Most people will only hit that second jump in 2 cases that I've seen. One like yours, they've already done this before in another sport
Mhm.
and they know all these other things matter. The other is the performance starts to decline and injuries start to accumulate to a point where they're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. I gotta fix something.
Fix
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then they have 2 paths that they can go. They can go on the one path where they fix everything, then it goes back up. Then the other path is one where like, fuck it, they just double down. Like I'm going to take 10 times more shit. You know, I'm just going to.
Yeah, but it will be end up bad.
It ends up bad. I mean, it might pull them back up, you know, a little bit, maybe a little bit more, but then it crashes
after
and
that
dies.
All downhill.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes. So it's because that's where I'm going with this is when it sounds like because you had that before, those decisions are easier to make. But to a lot of meatheads, you know, that are kind of in that phase, they'll hear that and they're going to think, imagine what he would be like if he put more energy and more focus into the strongman, right?
Yeah, but maybe that would also cause more stress, and stress kills regeneration, right? So
yeah, but does it go through your head though too?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's always there. It's just you know how to control it.
Yeah,
Because
true.
every now and again you could think, man, if I didn't have to deal with this fucking bitch wife of mine and all this other kind of shit, you know, sorry, probably not, but
Probably not.
right? But it goes through, right? It's like if I didn't have all these other responsibilities and I could just do this, then it would be so much better.
Yeah.
Right? It still goes through your head, but you're like, that's bullshit. That's not true. You know, because these other things are what are kind of getting you where you are.
I think also with the right support in place. So like with my wife, she's also an athlete. She trains, she competes. To me, if I don't train and if I don't prioritize my competition, my training, or whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm not letting only myself down, I'm letting her down and what her expectation of me is. So having the right person with you to support you and believe in what you're doing does actually help a lot. So then you do have to prioritize that person to make sure that you have that support.
Are you still married now?
Yeah.
Okay. What does your wife think about this, Strongman?
She's with me for 100% always. She's not into sports at all. It's very hard. It was very hard to convince her to do sports, but her genetics are too good. She's slim. She doesn't care about what she eats. She doesn't sleep good, but she still looks good. It's like Eastern Europe, you know. She's from Belarus, so it was Russia back then, Soviet Union.
Yeah.
She was born in Soviet Union, actually. Yeah, but she supports me with her all her power. How she knows how to support, you know, it's pretty different because she doesn't do sports. She doesn't understand sometimes, but without understanding, still she supports. That's even better, I think.
Were you with her before Strongman?
Yeah, we are together.
I think you said 8 years.
Well, 8 years married, but 12 years together.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny because I prioritize football, and I said, okay, now I was straight after the studies, so I said, no more girls, no more parties, only sport, only football. And then I switched our job to burger place. Then I met her, I just saw her, and it was like, it's done.
Okay, different priorities now. Hold on.
Not different priorities back then, but done with my decision not to meet girls.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are together still, and we're good. And we have 6-year-old son, and he is doing training with me, so that's extra motivation. And we do together. Not now when it was cold, because I train with the place without heating, but it will be warmer. He will be back again. Even when he was 3, he was also training with me.
Was it after your first Strongman event that you decided you wanted to be the best you could at that?
Yeah. I said also 2023 at OSG, there was a Bill Kazmaier. I won the yoke, and he interviewed me, and what is my goal? And I said, to be world's strongest man. And he said, a lot of people tell that. I said, I know, but I can also say it, and I know I can achieve it one day. I do whatever I can to do it, but it's also possible that I will not achieve it, but during this path, I will do a lot of good things. That's for sure.
So going from that, while you're playing football and strongman, I'm going to assume the strongman training was just like a secondary thing that you were just using for the football, taking it somewhat seriously, but not having somebody helping.
But the lifting was also different, because strongman is different, and
yes,
football preparation, like prepare your body for football, is different, because a lot of dynamic movements, not so many heavy squats. I mean, still heavy squats, but not so heavy. And I didn't deadlift at all, probably. No, just some Romanian deadlifts maybe. Yeah, but that was also when I started to train consciously, like with knowing what I do. That was in Gdynia. That was the second team, and there was a coach from. He was learning his coaching in States, and he came back to Poland, and he started to train us and all of other people. But he took our football team and he trained. Maybe you know Mirosław Babiarz, no? But he's pretty good strength and conditioning coach. And also he made me to come here because on the beginning I said maybe not, because I want to focus on the competition, and he said just go there.
So was he also programming in your strongman stuff with the other stuff?
Not strongman stuff, because back then I didn't think about strongman, but he brought different thinking about to lifting, because Polish thinking, like Polish thing of lifting is way different. It's like you go straight without any warm-up, you go straight heavy. And American style is a little bit different. You still go heavy, but more conscious.
So I was going to ask, how did that help you in your training into strongman, or generally now, let's say if you coach yourself or whatever training you do, did the football coaching or training help you into this?
A lot.
That's where I was kind of going, is when it was football and strongman, the football coach was doing the strength and conditioning programming for your football. And then my assumption is the strongman training, you were just figuring it out on your own.
At the beginning, I had a little bit help from my friend who got me into strongman, and he also had some other friend, also strongman, and their training was based about more Russian school, which is also good. So then I was listening to them because they knew what to do, but also I know my things, so I just combine them and do the thing.
So then when football is gone, are you doing your own programming?
At the beginning, yes, with help of my friends. Yeah.
And then the way that was laid out is you look at all the things that are in your life that are important, because you already said how you kind of structure the days. And that's what it is. I'm like, how's that getting like this ghost in here? And so and you were laying that out based upon things that you found worked in the past, right? And it sounds like with the strength and conditioning that was the base of it, Olympic weightlifting. It would make sense because it's Poland.
Yeah, I still did a lot of weightlifting things like high pulls, cleans, snatches and stuff, even during strongman.
Yes. So then when you start training specifically for strongman and you're doing it, do you have a coach now who programs for you, or you still do it predominantly yourself?
I have a coach. He is more like consulting coach. Before it was, so in the last 1.5 years, I switched few coaches. But the best for me, what works, is consulting with Wodin. Maybe you know him. He's also very, like PICP level 5. He's a very good coach, but he's also very busy. So if we are doing the coaching, sometimes he doesn't have time to respond or something. So consulting is better, because we are meeting video online, and then we talk about things, but we have a appointment. But programming I'm doing basically on myself, but with the help of Odin.
Yeah. All right. How do I explain this one here? That's where I think the all top strength athletes should be. Because
Okay.
if somebody's doing programming, they're just giving you the program. And
I know my body.
yes, you can make adjustments based upon how you feel.
Yeah.
Like this day feels good. You
And
can do
if I understand the training, if I understand this consulting, this programming, then I can like fix it a little bit, switch something. For example, I had a coach, and I said my knee is hurt, and he wrote me a program with 2 rep max push press. When my knee is hurt, I cannot do that. And what should I do? Because it's programming, and if I do myself, I can like switch it, fix it, and then it's better, I think.
Well, the key to all this is you have to be able to understand what works for yourself, which means you need to understand what too much is and what too little is. And with experience, you'll gain that, right? But what I wonder sometimes is if somebody comes into the sport young, like real young, like teenager, and somebody else is doing the programming all the time, then they never really get to experience, fuck, that was way too much, or that wasn't enough. So then they never know how to regulate it when they get further down the line, because it's always been these X's and O's. And then they're trapped in what I call spreadsheet hell. They're trapped in spreadsheet hell because they don't know how to auto-regulate the training, but then the coach doesn't know how to auto-regulate the training because the coach isn't there in person, to be able to see and to make it, because your knee may hurt, but you played football. Your knee may hurt. You're not going to tell them sometimes, right?
Maybe.
But they can see it in your gait.
For sure, when I was playing football, if you tell the coach that something is hurt, he will not let you play. And the thing is to play. So you say, I'm good. I'm very good. No injuries.
But a good coach, though, is going to see your gait change. Something's changed.
Yeah.
Right? So then they got to peel it back a little bit, where the dicey thing becomes, how do you teach somebody that skill to be able to know what is too much and what is too little if they don't have somebody doing their programming first to lay down that base? You get what I'm saying? It's like a catch-22. It's like you got to have somebody that kind of knows what they're doing. Your strength and conditioning coach would be a good example.
Yeah.
To be able to know this is fundamentally kind of what you should do, because strength and conditioning is strength and conditioning. I mean, it's, you can't do shit every single day. You can't do stuff once a month. There's some basic shit that kind of gets laid out in there. Then everything else ends up being in the weeds with all that, where the consulting, I think, is the ticket.
I actually get really excited when I meet a young lifter, especially in the strongman world now, that instead of asking me, what is the program? What exactly am I doing? They start asking questions. How do I program this? Or how do I put this into my training? And instead of asking me for a program, they ask me for a book or a source to read to learn about this. I'm like, oh, we still do that?
Understanding is the key, not like dry facts. You need understanding.
Exactly. Because as you mentioned, you get the two extremes usually of someone that either adheres so strictly to the coach's program that they will not do a single thing off program, even if their day is completely gone to shit. They will do their best and probably hurt themselves trying to complete the program. Or the complete opposite, where all they have is the program. They don't understand why they do it, but their friends are doing a fun thing. So they're like, oh, let me go do the fun thing with them. And then they get injured still because now they're completely off program and they don't understand that they're not in that phase to do that.
I love what you just said, that understanding's the key, right? Because you can't understand without knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. But the understanding is going to be the level above the knowledge. And I guess to wrap up what I was trying to say is a lot of people have the knowledge.
Yeah.
But then to go to the next level, they don't have the understanding of what they're trying to actually achieve and how to go about doing it. Right. And that's where the consultant can come in, because you're always going to have some things.
Honestly, when I talk with my coach, like 85% of our time talking, we are not talking about straight programming or exercise or something. He's trying to explain me some things based on examples and how it works. So, and then I can learn even better, because it's like I can attach myself in the future if something happens like this. You know?
Tell me about your 400K deadlift.
400 kilo? Yeah, that was part of programming, but also understanding. Yeah, but that was 2 years ago. I think early last year. I don't remember, but it was in the winter time. We did the program with my coach, and then I just followed the program, but also attached it. And it was funny because I was doing heavy deadlift every 2 weeks, heavy, light, and then heavy squats with light deadlifts. And I did 380.
So when you say every 2 weeks, heavy on week 1, light on week 3, or heavy on week 1, light on week 2?
Oh, heavy squats, light speed
Okay.
deadlifts.
Yep.
The next week switch, speed deadlifts, heavy squats, and then like this, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
And like being close to 400, I did 380, which I didn't do in my mind, because I did the rep, but I thought it's not good enough. I mean, and the competition, I wouldn't whistle myself. So I said, no, it's not good. Then 2 weeks later, I did 390 also. But I felt I could do this. It was like not a rep, not a down signal for me, but I felt powerful. And then normally people will say, 380 didn't do, 390 didn't do, and then maybe it's not good. I mean, I need rest. But I felt good. I felt like after the training, I didn't feel like I'm dying or something, Then I was pretty motivated to the next 2 weeks when I was planning to do 400, and I did it easily. Like, easy.
Did you pull other things out of your training during that time period?
Sometimes when I have to, if something doesn't work, I'm taking it out, and something taking in, like bringing in. For example, I started without heavy rowing, but I felt my lat is not working good. So in the middle of this plan, I put the heavy rowing into it, and I felt better with this. So I did 260 kilograms rowing, but for the lats, only pretty low. And then I felt the deadlift is better.
What do you mean by you felt that your lats were not doing what they should be doing?
Yeah.
So elaborate on that.
Like how I felt it or what?
Yeah. How you understood that, okay. Right? Because it's one thing to talk about it.
I did also on one competition, it was like 18-inch axle deadlifts. And then I felt for the first time in my life that lats are actually working on the deadlift. So I know how it is. And then during this prep, I felt that it doesn't work. So that's how I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, now I have to put a little bit effort more into it. And then I started to do heavy rows with lat. I felt it better, and then I could bring it to the deadlift. It's
okay.
Kind of simple.
Mm-hmm. Was that the objective of that training cycle? Or were you training for something else at that time?
I was training to break 400.
Okay.
Because that was I'm the last person with ego lifting. I'm always preparing for the competition, not for the personal goal in the training. I'm not a training champion. But this time I wanted to break this 400, like to have my peace,
Yeah. I want to take a moment to give a shout out to my friends over at Meathead. I use their podcast a lot when vetting guests for the Table Talk podcast. I also listen to it a lot just because it cracks me up. Their YouTube channel is great. The podcast is on there, but they also have home gym reviews. Their apparel line is amazing. The standout products for me are these drink spotters. Rarely is it used for holding drinks. We have one on the monolift that holds the collars in between sets, smelling salts, chalk, whatever. You'd be surprised at how much crap you can put into one of these things. Their stall mat coasters they brought out last time they were on the podcast. These things are great. Check out their website, massonomics.com, as well as their podcast and YouTube channel. All right, with Strongman, since you kind of might have been used to it a little bit with football because you're playing every single week, but Strongman is not like powerlifting where there's 2 competitions per year that you're training for. It's kind of, a grind.
2 is generous. I know some people don't play 1.
Yeah. So how do you go about setting your training up for any long period of time. Do you know what your competitions are going to be for, say, 12 months in advance?
Not 12 months in advance, but I have, like, in the beginning of the year, we got like calendar from Strongman Champions League, for example. So we know the dates. We are not sure where we are invited, but we know the dates so we can prepare mentally when is it. But we know that we have like winter break, and then we can work on our like weak points, or some people just strengthen up their good points, but they're not getting better.
Yeah. How long is that break?
Usually it's from November to April, something like this. But if you decide to do other competitions, I mean outside Strongman Champions League, right now, for example, Arnold's in March, so I had my break from November to March. It's still 4 months, so it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough, I think, to work on your weak points.
For yourself, what have you found to be the minimum and maximum for that time? Let's just call it off season, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, minimum of time or what?
Yeah, because you're optimally you're going to be bringing up your weak points, right?
Yeah.
A month is not going to be enough, right?
No.
So
No.
so 4 months you said works for you. So let's just say that's your minimum, right? You also don't want it to be 9 months.
Yeah, it's too long. If I would have like 1 year of break, probably I would do maybe even some different sports for 3 months just to work on different level of athleticism, you know. Like when I was dancing, it was straight ballroom Latin, but we were doing a lot of different dancing to get better, the main thing, you know. So in my opinion, if you have longer break, do other sports. Still, strongman is the main sport, but do the different ones, so your body know the different movements, and the muscles that didn't work for years can work again, you know.
So when you're in this 4 month, we'll just use this last one, right? So you're in this 4 month off season where you're still training, right?
Yeah.
So you're still doing everything you need to do. Then you have to start getting ready for the Arnold. No. How far out do you need, if it's a 4 month break, to be able to get ready for the competition?
So for the Arnold, for example, I did like 10 weeks in this 4 month break. So first 2 weeks I was going down with weights and everything, you know, just calming down, but still working out. Then I was like building, like going back to the foundation, like doing very basics, and then start slowing to go up. Still.
So what are the very basics for you?
From lifting, basics are deadlift, but squat, for example, but it's not that heavy. I mean, the way you do it, I would say. For example, squats, a lot of people do like more hip hinge, but they're not using their quads properly. So in my case, it was like this. So I started to focus on my quads, working on with my squat, you know.
More high bar?
Not the high bar exactly, but the movement of my hips and knees, you know, because I was going away from my knees because I have this injury from football and my knee is always not 100% ready. So I was going away. So I was doing more hip hinge, not to struggle my knee. But with lightweight, I can do more with my knee. So I was doing more of it and my knee is way better than it was. For example, last year, July, I couldn't deadlift with legs. For example, leg drive was not there completely. I was doing only with my back. Even at the finals in Africa, I did 340, was it, or 350 deadlift. I don't need 2 reps and almost straight legs. I couldn't use my legs. But right now it's way, way better. I did the last training, axle, deadlift 380, pretty good. And I was feeling that my legs are moving, like pressing the floor. So that's a good point. So my work on my weak points, on my basics, like
carried over. And
yeah.
Yes. So then when does the event training start to come in?
First I have to know the event. So if the events came out, then I start to plan when and how. Normally it's like I did 10 weeks of preparation for the Arnolds, but event training was 8 weeks. I did once 16 weeks of preparation for one competition, and it was way too long. Because when I prepare myself, I have to pick, and my my heaviest sets are always the competition. So if I plan my deadlift, for example, my heaviest deadlift session is already the competition, and then I count back with weight to peak for the competition. So 16 weeks is way too long for me then.
Yeah, so if the deadlift is heavy every other week, 16 weeks is 8 heavy deadlifts, which is going to be too much.
Yeah, too much, but then I have to start very light, you know. And sometimes it's like just too, it was for me personally, it was too long. Maybe somebody could handle it.
No, I think you make a good point, because if you got to back it down that light at the very beginning, then that takes a month, you know, to be able to get it to where you would normally start. Yes. And wouldn't that month have been better just focusing on the weak points? You know, extending the off season just that little bit more instead of starting your deadlift with 350 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes too light is just too light.
Yeah, it is too light.
Anybody can back off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They look at what they need to do for their heaviest one. They just back it out, right? Well, you can back it out 28 weeks, and it's like 100.
Sure, I can start with an empty bar.
20 weeks, you can do 3 peaks or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But then you can focus 2 peaks on something else, and then 1 peak for the competition. It's better than three the same peaks, like competition peaks. I wouldn't say it's good.
Well, that's where things are going to get weird here in the conversation, right? Because this all works when you have the 4 months and say the Arnold and so forth. And then once you start to get into when the league starts, right? And then there's competitions, every
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
In June, we had like 3 weeks last year. We had 3 competitions in June,
So with the Arnold, you can actually have a peak, right? Train, have that peak, have that. Then you have to get into when the season starts. Does that training go into a peak before the first competition?
I wouldn't say so.
I wouldn't say it would be a good idea either.
No. I'm training for the events, but it's not peaking. It's like doing the exercise to get familiar with the movement, but it's not heavy. It's just maybe even more volume than weight, but you still are, like, for example, when I'm doing the Arnolds, I'm in my peak, and strength is not that thing that goes down very fast. You're not losing strength in 1 month. So you can keep the strength during the season, but still you have to do the events, not that heavy, and you will still be prepared for the competitions.
This works if it's you guys. Right.
Okay.
Right. Because you're strong. You're strong, right? So let's say it's somebody that just came into the league.
Oh,
right? They have to prove themselves in that first one,
but
they won't get invited to another one if they just suck so bad. Right. So you see that you have to earn your way to be able to do what you're talking about.
Yes, but when I started first Strongman Champions League, I picked for the first competition because I know I don't have any other invites.
Yes.
And then we win with Oscar to this World's Strongest Team in Finland. And then they saw us, okay, they are pretty good. They will get invites. And then we can choose, Then we can choose the peaking, Because if we have just the one competition and nothing else, then we can go heavy. But if we have, like this year or last year, I know I will have 3 competitions in June, so I cannot go super heavy because I will have to survive 3 competitions. I know it already. But if you don't know it, if you are fresh, you have to focus on the first one, you're picking. Even if you get invited for the second one, you can also always say, no, I'm not good with that, maybe a little bit later because right now I'm tired.
So that would be your advice if it's somebody new into the league to be able to do that?
I would say just prepare for the one competition and don't go, if you get invited for the next week or next 2 weeks, just don't go there. Get your regeneration, be wise, and just take it easy and prepare yourself for the next competition like in 3 months, and then it will be better. Then they will see only the good side of you. But if you go heavy and then 2 weeks later you have another competition when you probably do bad, they say, oh, he's not that good.
How many times have you seen that case play out?
A lot of times because people get so excited from the first win, whether they were lucky, whether they were just in a good shape, and they haven't recovered for the second time, so they decide to jump into some competition.
Straight after.
And it looks terrible. They're beat up. They're still sore. They're complaining how they're sore from the last competition, and they don't do anywhere near as good as they expected to. And obviously, it is a public perception, both the way the other athletes look at you, the organizers, the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't know that you had a fantastic show 2 weeks ago and now you're bad. They don't track that.
So maybe you were lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So you always want to put a consistent show. So, like, very good advice: step with your best foot forward.
Take it easy and make it good.
So that is my advice.
Like
also
quality over quantity.
Yes, to any level, both whether it's SEL or amateur competitions or even on the big stage. I've recommended many times to athletes that come in, do fantastic, win something, take your time, step back, look at what you could have improved, and come in even stronger rather than accepting every single invite that you can after that.
But if they're new and they start denying invites, I mean, you're a promoter, you know, where's the balance?
I'll accept it if someone gives me a good reason why. If you tell me, hey, I have a wedding, I have a family emergency, that's
we
always
don't,
first.
We don't want to give good reasons why.
Well, that's true. But family emergency, always I will accept it. But if you tell me, hey, you know what, I want it, I feel really good, but I think I need time to improve and get better, I will actually respect that. I would rather you not waste the opportunity, you not waste the spot of another potentially good athlete, and actually show me what you can do and show your best.
And the worst thing is that, for me, that you accept the invitation and you are straight after competition, you go heavy training again and you injure yourself because you're fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't do the competitions. And as a promoter, he'll say, okay, just forget about him. Bring the new one.
Mm-hmm. Well, as a promoter, he's got the option to do that.
Yeah, he has a lot of people wanted to compete, so there is always another guy.
Yeah, so then, because there's a promotional aspect to this too, how do you balance that out? Because you can have two people that are at the same skill level that you are, and one's going to attract a bigger crowd than the other. He's going to go with the one that's going to attract the bigger crowd, which means that's a skill set that you need to work on.
Yeah, but if he has only guys who attract the crowds, but they are all dumb, it's also... No, you have to have also, you know.
You gotta love the brutal honesty here.
You have to have an entertainer, but you have to also have a real sportsman, like the mix of it.
Yes.
If you have only guys that lifts heavy, but they're all boring, it's not also good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, has to be a good show. And Adam does a good job, as I mentioned earlier. He's always smiling out there. He's working with the crowd. He's been a dancer. I think that carries over so much into this that it helps him a lot, despite whether he comes first in a competition or mid-pack or even last. I know he's reliable in his performance with the crowd, which helps a lot.
So how do you go about training around injuries? Because I think there was a quote that I saw down in here.
Minor or major, you know. It's all.
Well, I think I saw a quote in here from you that said something around this. Something along the lines of, it's a skill to come back from an injury fast.
Sometimes maybe too fast is not good, because maybe they blasting too much stuff to get faster on the field, and then some stuff needs time. Like muscles can regenerate faster, but not the ligaments. And muscles without then tendons and ligaments are not working. You know, it's basically. Yeah, like this. So it depends what injury you have. If it's like ouchie, then yeah. But if it's really an injury, then better to stay calm, take your time, get like yourself good and ready. It's not about how fast you come, how good you come back.
I forget the movie this is from, but it was a football movie, I believe, and the coach asked, are you hurt, injured, or fucked up? There's like 3 different levels, right? Because you're always going to be hurt.
But also my sports mental is based on a lot of American football movies. When I was studying, I was watching almost every day American football, even sometimes like not documentary, but like a fact base, or what's the name of it. And that was really always, every movie was like
What was one of your favorite ones?
I was talking two of them. It's the Remember the Titans and Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm.
That's top two for me. But they're all good. Like even this radio and this movie with the guy who was playing a radio and he was just a helper of the football team.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy.
What's your favorite?
Oh God, the one that Al Pacino was in.
Oh yeah, the last. I know this. Also, the speech from Al Pacino.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
good.
kind of the only reason is because of that.
Yeah, that was a good speech.
Plus of that, I mean, his life is like fucking falling apart. You know, it showed the like behind the scenes of a lot of the stuff that real or not real, but most of the time it probably is.
Yeah.
You know, where we see all these guys and it's like, and you think that you want to be in the position that they're in, but you don't, or you assume the position that they're in, which isn't actually true. You know, it's now American football it probably is because of the money and so forth. But when you were playing, I mean, you weren't making money hand over fist. You know,
on the beginning, I have to pay every month the fee to train and then buy everything by myself.
So what to you is the difference between the Strongman Champions League and World's Strongest Man?
Ooh, that is also a political question because
yes, it is.
What I will say is worse.
No, actually, no, it's not for me because I don't know shit about any of it.
Yeah, but it is.
It can be for you.
It is, but
and you can pretend I'm not a promoter.
No. I'm always telling what I think and always the truth. So. SCL is, I mean, World's Strongest Man is a little bit higher level, but also SCL athletes would do good at World's Strongest Man, that's for sure, which is already proven. But World's Strongest Man is first a TV show. And SCL is more about sports. It's also on TV, but it's more about sports. And what I like, World's Strongest Man, there was 30 athletes, everybody have their own small circle, so everybody's hanging out with their friends or small circles, you know. And what is Champions League? Everybody's together, no matter what.
Are there as many people?
SCL is always 12 athletes.
You see what I'm saying? Because if it's 12 and if it's 30, and then they had 30.
Yeah, but even in SCL would be 20. It is planned, like it is scheduled to be together.
Okay.
We have a dinner together. We have everything together. And World's Strongest Man is just, okay, you have a photo shooting at this point, like this time. The other guy has 1 hour later, so we're just switching. We are not together.
I get it.
And Champions League is always together. Before the competition, after the competition. So as soon as we land, we are together until that we left.
What about if you were to take
and that I like.
a global overview of the events? Is Strongman Champions League shorter duration, longer duration? You know,
Champions League is
I don't want to say
a lot of contests. There was Strongest Man just one. So in Champions League, we don't have that much time to prepare. That's for sure.
Well, there's because there's more things, but with the specific events, with the events, I don't want to use the word harder. What's the word I'm looking for? I'll just use the word harder. In the World Strongman, would the events be harder than what you're going to find?
It depends from the promoter because some competitions from SCL are lighter, some are heavier. That's what I mean, right?
Well, yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at because if it's a league, then they can't have every single one be the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's just going to be a cock measuring contest on who can kill people the most, right? If it's just one event over a year,
so
it can be.
For example, in World's Strongest Man, there was a log medley, 120 to 180 kilos. And we had the same in Italy.
Yeah.
Same weights. Also, sometimes we have the same weight for the deadlift for reps as World's Strongest Man. Sometimes it's easier, I mean lighter. I don't remember it was heavier than World's Strongest Man, but sometimes it's comparable. Sometimes it's lighter just because of the number of the contests. Because also they want to save us a little bit more, not like kill us every competition.
Yeah, because we have so many to put on. And not to brag, I think I remember quite a few of the guys saying that my boat pull, the arm over arm, was the heaviest thing they've ever pulled.
Yeah. So even heavier than there was Strongest Man or something else. It was very heavy.
So I understand the political aspect from a federation level. Say you against two other promoters. Or I get that. That's called capitalism and competition. I get that. But with underneath all that, you can get the political bullshit between athletes. It's in powerlifting. I just call it drama. From an outsider looking in, it doesn't really look like you guys have a lot of that across strong. Yes, it's there. Like it's always going to be there, but I don't think it's there to the same magnitude as what you see in other strength.
For sure, if there are strongmen competing for money, they will be always political and bad.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but if somebody is competing for the sports, for the title, they for sure they're making less problems. That's 100%.
So when it's competing for the money is what you said there, how much of that is real and how much of it is show?
What do you mean? One more time.
The drama, I guess.
The drama, because some of it will be created.
If somebody is doing good in sports and his number one priority is money, so he will do everything to win this money, and that is bad, in my opinion. That's like in Poland we say about it. You're just walking on heads. So you do everything. You can even sell your mother just to win the money, and that's what makes it bad. And that's what I meant that the money, if someone is about the money, then it's not good.
That could be said with all sports, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to have.
Yeah, but for example, Olympics, if there's somebody is doing Olympics, they are not dreaming about money. They're dreaming about the title, in my opinion. Most of it.
Yeah, for a lot of Olympic athletes, it
for example,
would be their dream to do
when I wanted to play in NFL, I didn't want to earn money. I wanted to play NFL, even for free.
Yeah.
That was my goal. I mean, it's not for free because they have a minimum salary. But my goal wasn't make money. My goal was to play there because they're the best.
I mean, that's a good point, because if you take a look at it and what was happening even recently with the Winter Olympics, just the U.S. team alone, the female team, a lot of them had to buy their own bobsleds or pay for it.
Yeah, also important.
So they went out there just for the dream of competing and the potential of maybe not even winning, but the hope of winning. And it was definitely not the money there for them.
Well,
it would be good if they won, I'm sure. Everyone wants to win and get a bunch of money.
Yeah. I mean, well, if we look at every amateur athlete across all sports, the majority of them are doing it just for the sport.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the ones that are going to be doing it for the money are the ones that have the opportunity to be able to actually lean into it to be able to get the money. But I would still say in the strength sports, the majority of the money that they're going to actually be able to gain is not going to come from the events. It's going to come from their own personal sponsors, their own personal promotions, and so forth, to fall into that. I guess it could, on some of the bigger ones, come from the events, but what's that going to buy you? Maybe 6 months of life, at most. I mean, what is the highest paid strongman?
I think the Rogue Invitational paid once $140,000 before taxes, 140.
All right, so what? 2 years, maybe 3.
It's getting better.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because people think only 2 years up front. Like, I will win it, then I will live like a king. Like, only fun 2 years, and then what?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Only if you win. Only if you win, because second place was like 30 or 40,000.
Yeah, which is what.
And you spent already a lot for the prep.
Yeah, and now when I'm saying a year, 2 years, that's living as a poor ass strongman too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Living on 30 grand a year is a poor ass fucking strongman. Right. It's not like living fucking large. It's just enough for you to be able to compete. And then that's it. Unless they're able to leverage it. Then they can leverage that with
but
their own
if they had the whole their life sports number one, they cannot handle the money too.
Well, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is if the ones that are doing it, say, just for that competitive money, right, and they're stepping on heads to be able to do that, their reputation isn't going to allow them to be able to leverage it, to be able to make the same amount of money that some of the others that have come before them have been able to leverage outside of the sport. Like their YouTube channel's not going to fucking be very good if they're complete fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Or they're fake as fuck. And they,
this is,
I want to tell you, a lot of people are fake and they just pretend.
Yeah.
And they pretend on YouTube.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, I will not say names, but.
Yeah. Yes, this is an unfortunate select very few, and you get those in every sport, I guess. But the select very few, unfortunately, they have figured out how to leverage the stepping on heads and how to be dramatic and how to make and milk everything they can out of their position and situation. So yes, winning the first place for them is only the enabling factor there that then gives them a justification for whatever else they're doing after.
So the question would be, without, obviously we're not going to name any names of anybody, but without doing that, did they start that way?
Good question.
You've been around long enough to be able to know.
I guess some people, I think you can tell what they're like going in. And the more they're getting nibbles of this pie and getting
by the way, just to put this out there, this is not new. We could be sitting here talking about Bill Kazmaier because he got kicked the fuck out of the world's strongest man because supposedly he was winning too frequently, right? So this is not a new thing.
Yeah. Okay. But that's the difference. Okay, so back in Bill Kazmaier's time, he was popular as a strongman, and now he continues his career or continued, still being an announcer or giving lectures or seminars, etc. But people, especially with social media, have found a way to leverage it further, whether it is a popular YouTube channel or whatever they do with their social media and getting sponsorships or whatever it is that they manage to get into after, like movie roles or whatever it is. They found a way to leverage it, and unfortunately, with the current state of social media, that extra fakeness, if you will, the extra drama enables them even further. And it allows them to do that, and it feeds into that because people love drama, unfortunately.
Maybe they know what people need.
Yeah.
And a lot of normal people need to feel better every day. So if they see something on social media, on YouTube, they feel better. So they need to see drama. Okay, my life is not that fucked up.
Yeah.
So they're not being themselves. They're just making scenarios for that. I mean, they're making these scenarios that they know it will be sold.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, if you're enjoying what you're watching, make sure to take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Or entertainment.
Yeah. But it's not them. If I would do, I have some YouTube, but I didn't. No, it doesn't matter. But if I do YouTube like 100%, I don't want to be anybody else. I want to be myself. Mm-hmm. If it's not selling, if I'm not selling myself, I'm good with that because I'm still authentic. Mm-hmm. And it's also helping my head that I'm not freak out, because if you fake somebody else and you're like splitting yourself in two because you're this guy but you're pretending to be the other guy, 2 years later, I don't know, the market is different, so the people need more different styles. So you are right now the third person and your mind is like splitting in 3-4 different persons.
Multiple personalities.
Yeah, so I want to stay myself. Maybe it's not selling it good because I have to work, but at least I have my inner peace.
So how do you go about, and I've had conversations with Ilya about this on several podcasts, so people can go listen to what he said about this. How do you go about training when you're on the road all the time? Because you travel a lot.
On the road?
Yes. Traveling and training.
You mean with the competitions or with the work?
Yeah. With SEO.
Okay. Yeah, so if it's I'm coming back home every time, so I have to train at home. If I'm going to the competitions, it's like 4 days. I'm not training at all there. Mm-hmm. I have to come back and then train, And if the competitions are pretty close to each other, I don't go heavy, as I said already. I just do 2 or 3 light training like I did yesterday here. And that's pretty simple for me. I'm trying to find a gym, and then I go do my stuff.
What is your gym like where you train back home?
So now it's different because after the finals, I got some money from the finals from the 3rd place, and I invested 100% to the gym. So I bought a lot of equipment. I rent like a storage. Before I was training at the CrossFit facility, but I couldn't have everything I can, because the owner was pretty strict with CrossFit, so I can go with Atlas stones. I can't have that. I can't have that. And right now I'm on my own. I rented it. I bought whatever I like. I brought it in, and then I can do whatever I want. So if I want to, for example, I wanted to do this 13-inch axle, then I bought these boxes for that, and nobody will stop me because I have to prepare, and I will storage it here. If I would do it in the CrossFit area, he said, I don't need these boxes. Just get it out.
So you train by yourself?
Right now, yes. I mean, I'm open if somebody wants to train with me, but yeah, so far people, Germany is soft, so a lot of people wants to go to this fitness, and there is warm, there is like a treadmill to walk, clean everything, but there is nothing like just one type of barbell. For example, you can go squat over 200 kilos because it's bending like a pasta or something.
So I assume you never need a spot on anything that you're doing.
Spotter. I have this safety arms, I have this monoliths, I have everything I need. If I need a spotter, then I have a friend, he lives like 80 on 100 kilometers from me, then I call him and it's good.
All right, so then tell me about a time something went wrong and there was no spotter.
Without spotter.
Because you're training by yourself,
yeah.
Right? So every now and then things go south.
Something I have to drop, then I drop it just. And
it's his own stuff, I guess. So.
That's my own stuff. So if it break, then it break. I mean, it's kind of simple. But I have a durable stuff. I also invested not the cheapest ones, the good ones. So it doesn't break. Even if I drop something, it's good.
So you never got stuck under anything that you're sitting there like, oh shit.
I had, but I don't know. I just can fix it, by myself. If I for example, once I was doing some, what was it? I think so overhead presses, and I couldn't re-rack it or something. Then I just did it like this and put it on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, if you overhead, I don't know, in pounds, 350 pounds, but you can row over 500, so you can just put it here and go down. It's pretty easy.
So outside of the Arnold, which
I feel like you're trying to move away from the point that powerlifters are soft and get stuck on their stuff often.
Well, you got inside joke here. You guys shouldn't be bench pressing, so that's not going to be an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
even for the bench press, I have this spotter arms, so I calculated which height I need, and then I'm good. I can just go down, and it's easy.
Well, the squats, it's just throw it off your back.
And squat is, you can just.
Yeah. We don't have 3 layers of equipment and knee sleeves and a box to worry about.
Well, yeah.
But also, I don't go like super heavy too often on the squat. So for example, I'm not doing like 95% of 1 rep max a lot. Like I'm going more like 85 to 90%, and I can handle that, right?
Well, yeah, I would think just with your style of training that most of the lifts that you're doing in that 90% range are going to be like deadlifts, the overheads, stuff that's pretty easy to bail on anyhow.
Yeah,
it is.
Actually, it's stuff that you're, just won't pick up.
In Strongman, even if you have sandbag, stone, everything, you can just drop it.
Well, that's kind of part of the sport, right?
Yeah.
It's throwing shit.
Yeah, the lifting and throwing.
Throwing it, dropping it, running with it.
Yeah.
So outside of the Arnold, what are you excited about right now? Just in life in general.
That's for sure. But this year in SCL, we have some new locations. I'm always excited about new locations. For example, we have SCL Taiwan.
Yep.
That's pretty fun for me. I would go there.
That's going to be a new one and a big one for us.
Yeah. So every time SCL is in different city, different country, I want to go there.
Okay. With training, because we know the things that you like. What are some of the things that you do that you don't like to do, but you have to still do?
And that is from dancing. If I have to do it, I know I have to do it. There is no argument between myself. I just have to do it.
It still sucks though.
Yeah, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
It is,
So for you, what are some of those things?
When we were training dancing, we had a lot of Russian coaches, and they just regularly hit us if something is wrong. So it's better to just force yourself to do things that you don't like than getting hit by someone, you know. So for me, it's really easy. It's just I know I have to do it, so I just go and do it. There is no excuse.
Well, I get that, right? But there's still the things that you like to do more than the things that you don't like to do.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you don't like to do?
I don't like. Okay, so basically, I don't like to go to the gym. Just the trip. If that would be better if I had a gym like 2 meters from my home. That would be perfect.
I can agree with that.
Because still, I have to go 25 minutes, and I have to get into the car, drive there.
Yeah, I get that because that's
the hardest part.
Yeah.
If you are ready at the gym, you have your equipment, like here, and you're excited about it. You just go and do it.
Yeah. No, I get that because that 25 minutes, if everybody's being honest with themselves, can either be the longest 25 minutes of your life because you really don't want to go, but you have to go, as you just discussed.
Yeah, and
or it goes like that.
It's very often. If I don't want to go, it's 25 minutes.
A lot can change in 30 minutes. You could be excited to go, and then by the time you get there, you're like, shit.
Sometimes it takes like 1.5 hours until I left home. Because for example, I planned, because I train myself, I planned to go 1 p.m. But it's already 1 p.m. Let's eat something first. And then it's like, time is running. It's already 2:30. I have to go to the training. Okay, let's go. It's hard. That's the hard part. But
if you were to guess percent-wise, being 100% honest, how frequently does that happen?
Oh, very often. Almost every week.
No, thank you for saying that, because I think people need to hear that, right? Because you do this for a long time. They're like, oh man, because when you're young, like say when you're 19, when you first started,
it was easy.
You love it, man.
Yeah.
Spent 6 days in the day.
I was motivated 24/7.
Yes.
It was never a single day that I didn't want to go train. I couldn't wait to go. Yeah. If the day was like a pause, like free day, it was the worst day in the week. Yeah. Because I didn't do it.
Yes. Well, most people will lie about that question and say, oh no, because they're not lying, because they still do love to train.
Or maybe they want to show everybody that they enjoy it.
But it's
like the people waking up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning and letting everyone know about it. Yeah.
Oh, you mean that somebody is working out early and they say they love it?
Yeah.
Lying. 100% they're lying.
The people that wake up at 4 in the morning to go run for 2 hours.
That's some Instagram bullshit.
Yep.
You know?
But what leaves this false impression, because I don't know when this point happens, because none of us can remember when that actually happened. It's like, when the fuck did I go from like really wanting to go to the gym all the time to like, I don't want to fucking go, but I gotta go? Like, when did that happen? But it does.
It does, but I don't know. With time, it's really, I don't know. It's really long period. I don't know when. I think there is no certain day that it changes.
Well, I wonder how many people stop because of that. So those thoughts
I would think a lot, because they started because of the feeling. They started because they were motivated.
But I think the more people that are honest about that will help those people to not stop, because it's normal.
Yeah, it is.
It sucks. Yeah, you just gotta realize that it's normal to suck. It's not a you motivation. It's a general thing.
It is normal to be weak also.
Yeah.
Well, outside of if you get hurt in the gym, there's going to be very few times that when you leave the gym, you're going to think, man, I wish I wouldn't have come.
After the gym, I have also always feeling good that I did it.
Yes.
Yes, that is very good that I got my ass into the car and drove to training. But before is every time problem.
You know, I could even advocate that at a certain point, if you start feeling like you really don't want to go, perhaps it's good to take a short break and see if you actually want to go back to the gym. I've had moments where I took a 1 month break, and by that 1 month, I was like, okay, that's it. I need to go back to the gym. I really want to train. And that then carried over and helped me get back to training.
Yeah, for me it was like, it is always after the season, because after the season I have my like 2 weeks of nothing.
Yeah.
But after these 2 weeks, I need to go back.
I know for me, after hosting the competitions, I was done for a month and something. I did not want to see the gym. And then over time, I'm like, okay, I really want to go back, lift something, do a deadlift, whatever it is, put a bench shirt on.
Move some weights, move some weights. Maybe because if you are training a lot and doing competitions, your nerve system is like tired, and it drives your brain is center, right? So it drives your brain, and you think you don't want to because you are tired. Your nerve system is tired. That's why maybe you don't want it. And then you're like rested after the season, 2 weeks, 3 weeks break, and then your brain is fresh, and then okay, let's go again.
What's something that if you could understand better would help your performance? Because we talked about the difference between knowledge and understanding, right? Yeah. So what's something that you think you need to understand better to be a better competitor?
For sure yourself and how things work. I think that would be...
No, I'm saying for you personally.
Personally. Yeah, but I think these two things. So knowing yourself and knowing how everything works, that makes it easier. So for example, there is like log lift. If you are just good with log lift and you're just naturally good with that, but you don't understand how it works, it's not that good. But if you understand every single part, how it works, your clean got worse, that means that you need to get better in this and this. But if you're just good or just bad, you don't understand nothing, then I think that's the difference.
So is that the one thing that you're trying to understand more now?
Yeah, like everything, I want to know how things work. Every event. If I know everything about every event, then I can fix it. If it has, right?
So there's not one that stands out more than the other that you're focusing on more?
I'm for sure I'm focusing more on this where I'm weak. Weak or I performed bad. Why I performed bad?
Yeah.
What was the reason? But without understanding how it works, I don't know what was the reason. So firstly, yeah.
Is there something outside specifically of the strongman training that you're trying to get better at? Like a new skill, new something that you think might help your strongman training too?
That would be old skill, not new skill.
Okay.
For example, my friend from Poland, he said he has some struggles with farmer's work. That he can lift the grip is good, he can lift it for hours, but he's not fast. Then I told him, make this and this exercise. That was from ballet.
Okay.
And after 2 weeks, he said, damn, I'm fast. But he was working every day. Like this exercise he did every day, not like once a week, every day.
Okay. Do you still work on any of your dancing stuff?
Sometimes, yes. But not dancing like real dancing, but just some exercises from dancing. Like stretching was part of the dancing. For example, couch stretch for your quads. So sometimes I feel, okay, I need to do that more. Because I understand how it works and understand that I'm worse in this area.
So you're still using some of those skills that you learned, like some of the benefits
from the sports I did, because I understood also the sports and how it worked. So I bring it in here, and that's why I wanted. That's why I told if I would have like longer break, I would do new sport to learn new things and bring it to the sport.
I wonder what your dancer personality, so your 16-year-old self would think about your current flexibility and mobility.
Oh, I would laugh about it. I still was able to do a split when I was 120 kilos, so to 60 pounds, but right now, no. But still pretty good. I can even reach like full hand with straight legs to the floor, so hamstring are pretty good. But back in the day, I could touch my head to knees without any, like, yeah, that's part of the dancing, being stretched, like flexible.
Well, what makes me wonder, because it's, when you look at programming, I'll date myself a little bit here, but the old school equalizers, for stereo systems had all these different knobs, right? Mm-hmm. And if you pushed them all up, it sounded like shit. Like you push it all down, don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Now, if you imagine each one of those knobs, one's flexibility, one's maximum strength, one's explosive strength, and every sport has its optimal sound of where those knobs all fill, right? So with the flexibility, the dancers obviously got to have that all the way up to 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The power lifter is like probably
0.
2.
It should be more.
Yeah, like 1 right in there. Strongman's going to fall somewhere kind of like in that middle, right? And so you were at this 10, and now it's come down. Probably it's still higher than what it probably needs to be.
Yeah.
Right. It's easy to tell. Just look at people you compete against, and do they have the same flexibility? No, So it's. But as you keep aging in the sport, keep maturing in the sport, you're going to find exactly where that point is. This is actually kind of cool to think about, because you'll find exactly where that point is, which would be a really good reference for everybody else to know.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because,
so I had to go down to it,
Yeah.
but everybody else from somewhere had to go up to this point, not further.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes, and you'll keep going down, right?
Yeah, and
then,
find a spot where it's good enough, but not too less, not too much.
Yeah, because I believe if it goes too low, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, too much is also too stretched. And
Yes.
power is also like compressing muscles, so it cannot be too stretched. Too flexible is also good, not good.
So it'll be interesting to kind of watch, to be able to see, because the same argument can be, actually strength coaches do it all the time with football, as we talked about, is, if an offensive lineman can squat 650 pounds, does it really matter if they can squat 850 pounds?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But if it's 200 pounds, it's a bit too
well, you got to look at the other dials.
Yeah.
Right? Are all the other dials where they're supposed to be? Because if their mobility is at a 0, and they can squat 800, they're not going to play for shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they can't come off with the ball, then you got to kind of balance those things all out to be able to figure out where it all sits.
But if nothing else changes, though, and their mobility is still the same, so everything across that board is the same, but you crank that strength lever up from 6 to 8.
Oh, it pulls everything, yeah.
So there is a benefit then for him to squat 200 pounds.
Yeah, assuming that all the other things are there, which they're not.
Well, that would have to be the thing that you accounted for then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the interesting part to me, is if one of those things is way over where it should be, I hypothesize other things are going to be lower than they should be, because that one thing's higher than what it should be.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of looking across the scale, to be able to see, because you in all factual context, you could have maintained the same flexibility this whole time. You just didn't do all the work required to be able to do it. What's that?
I did the other work.
You did the other work, but you can't you see what I'm saying? You can't add all that in there. But if you tried to, you wouldn't have the time, energy, or resources to be able to do the specific work that you needed.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's finding that balance in there, which is something that intrigues the shit out of me, is because there's so many knobs, to be able to play around
and finding the perfect set of all the knobs for the certain sports.
Yes.
And then realizing there's a knob on the side that you didn't even know was there.
Well, yeah,
switched off.
Yeah, and doing it before the fuse blows.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen to everybody. Anything you want to discuss I didn't bring up?
I don't know.
Anything that you had?
Maybe Ilya has something.
I mean, I know you work along with many other strongmen. How does that factor in? How do they see it? Does that get in the way of your competing, your lifestyle, your sports?
So my job is pretty easier than it used to be. And when I hired myself, I said I'm a sportsman. I need free for the competition. So I said my demands, and it was easier to talk with employer, because before I was getting all the jobs I could.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, on this point, it was 3 years ago, and I said, I need this, and this. If not, I don't have to work there. I can work somewhere else. And they said, okay. And that makes it very, super easy for me and for them, because they are prepared for me, and I'm prepared also what I have to do. And before, if you get any job just to get money, that they will make problems because of the sports. So the sports will make problems in the job, and it will be like fighting each other. And in my case, right now, it's very, very good. Sometimes I have to sacrifice a little bit, because I have to go and work 1 week away from home.
Mm-hmm.
What influence my training, but I'm a man of solutions, so I don't see problems. I see solutions. So I know where I work, and I contact already like instantly people living nearby and asking where I can train strongman, where they have log, because next week I have a log and I have something else, that dumbbell. So where I can get dumbbell or strongman like log, and I need the strongman training, and then it's fixed.
Perfect.
But I just need to get every equipment from. So Sunday I go to my gym. I take every equipment what I need, and then like 2 bags of equipment and 1 bag to change underwear during work. Yeah, but it's pretty fixed right now, so I cannot complain about it. A lot of people complain about jobs because I didn't get free at the competitions, or for example, they're just playing around with employer because of the competitions or something. But I'm pretty good with that right now.
That's exactly it, because a lot of people often ask me like, how do you manage work and competitions and training and all of that, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, just be transparent on the beginning. Don't say like, oh, I want that job no matter what, because then they will use you. Yeah, yes. Right. And if you say at the beginning, I need this, I'm sportsman, I need free for competitions. If they say okay, they're prepared, right?
Fantastic.
It's way easier for both sides.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
People complicated things instead of making it simple.
Yeah. So being transparent. Wow.
Yeah, and authentic.
Yep.
Like I said before, it's easier for yourself and for everybody else.
Oh, that's awesome. Anything you want to share for the viewers? Any words of wisdom?
Just do it. I don't know. if you want something, just go get it. It's like very, very, very simple.
All right. Well, how can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, social media, and basically that's it.
All right.
So they will link it up or something.
Yeah, we'll link it up in there. I want to thank you for coming out.
Thank you also for inviting. Thank you.
And we're done.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All content you see on this channel and at elitefts.com is created by, take a guess, Elite FTS. If you want to help support the content, head over to elitefts.com and pick up literally anything that you need to be able to get more jacked and strong.